Have you heard what one of our old favorites now, Brian, is doing for a living? And bravo to him. I'm going to applaud him for real, actually, instead of sarcastically. But Marko Stunt is selling cars now. Did you hear about this?
I couldn't avoid this because a ton of listeners, when they saw there was a video of like him announcing that he's selling cars and doing his new gig, people just sent it to us nonstop, and I think they sent it thinking, make fun of this. I felt happy for him.
Yes.
Look, he looks clean. He looks like he has a good job, maybe a future. Good for him.
He's not breaking his leg, and also everybody prospers. He's got a job where he's not going to break his bones, and we don't have to watch him wrestle. But yeah, the video, he even talks about, I used to be a wrestler and get thrown around, but now I'm throwing around great deals. I mean, bravo again. Here's the thing. It was embarrassing to wrestling that it was made phony and silly by having this small fellow working competitively and doing all the tricks and all the bullshit with the real legitimate wrestlers. I didn't say he couldn't be a car salesman. I have no goddamn beef with car salesmen of all shapes and sizes. It doesn't make my business look phony. So, bravo, Marko. But that's the thing is, again, there were people who encouraged this guy. He had the one major injury that he had was not in AEW. He was at a bar somewhere in California and did a sunset flip. Gonna do some kind of sunset flip power bomb thing or whatever off of a bar, an actual bar in a bar, and overshot and broke his leg on the other side of the thing. Just bam. That was not it. But didn't he have an injury in AEW also? Or do you even care enough to remember?
I think so. As you say that, I can't remember. Maybe it was a broken femur. I really don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, come on now. You got femur on the brain. You got brain femur.
Yeah, I don't know. Remember they got rid of him. He was one of the first guys that they cut 2 years in or whatever.
Well, yeah, but now you don't have to say it like that.
They brought him back to wrestle a heel Jack Perry that one time.
Well, yes, but you don't have to say they got rid of him. Like they rubbed him out.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
Buried him out in the desert.
The first round, the first group of guys who all of a sudden, around the same period of time, started disappearing from AEW. Jelly Nutella, Marko Stunt.
The crew where even Tony had to realize that he was led down the primrose path. I can't actually employ these people and put them on television. Yes. But point being, where I was going with that, before I took the side turn, people booked him. And yes, he got to be a little viral thing on the internet because it was so preposterous. But that is, again, along with the Cucamonga Kids, their whole trampoline, club, when there was a subset of fans like the deathmatch fans, but the subset of fans that wanted wrestling to be silly and just goofy with the kids playing. And this kid was going to and did get hurt severely. And thankfully, he's realized you can't be 125 pounds and do all this bullshit. And now I'm happy he's selling cars because he's not going to kill himself. And I don't have to watch him wrestle. But again, it's these fucking amateur wannabe outlaw mud show promoters that run their hometowns on their birthdays that encourage this kind of thing for the past, what's it been, 10, 15 years now. The silliness and the hokiness, because they're the promoting version of the wrestlers in the ring. They want to pretend to be these big time promoters, but they look like idiots and they don't know what they're doing. but they got access to a little money every once in a while. And then they book various offshoots of what wrestling is supposed to be, like this. And people, not only does the business suffer through association, but people get fucking hurt. Maybe it's an idea. I'm just going, one more thing. Maybe it's an idea. If somebody has a long history of repeated substance abuse issues and crimes stemming from such, or people keep breaking major bones in their bodies over and over, or have bodies that, it's only a matter of time before they break some of them major bones, don't book them.
There's a car dealership near me. Every salesman's like some old guy, and then there's one hot girl. My question is, do you think Marko Stunt's gimmick is effective for a car salesman? If you walk in there to buy a car, and this nice-looking little boy comes up to you and says, I'd like to sell you a car, do you think it's an effective sales tool?
I think he's probably a personable little thing that on television and wrestling, to me, came off as a wise-ass little prick because he was bowing up at all the fucking regular-sized people. But either he's a good enough worker, or maybe he is just a personable little fellow outside of that. If he can transfer that in a little glibness, I think he's going to do better at selling cars than he did at wrestling, I'll tell you that. But good heavens. You remember Brother Ernest Angel from Memphis TV?
Yes, because the real one was Ernest Angley. That was Brother Ernest Angel. That's right.
Reverend Ernest Angley was a 80s, and I think we talked about him a year or two ago, and somebody said he's still alive. He was 90-something. It looked like goddamn House of Wax. But in the 80s, he was a big televangelist, and there was a guy that did a shtick, a promo kind of like him, and became a manager in the Memphis territory named Brother Ernest Angel. And he did that for a while, and he ended up, and I'm searching now my memory because I've just thought of this. I can't remember what his real name was, but he ended up being I don't think he owned it. I could go back and find the paperwork, but I'm not going to take the time. He was managing or running a car lot in Knoxville. When Classy Motors wasn't ponying up money at one particular period, we did another angle over at his car lot, and he was a monthly sponsor. But he, again, he was able to transfer doing a promo to selling fucking cars. And he was even smoother than Wayne from Classy Motors.
Yeah, Judge Auto Dealer had a great gimmick. I don't know if I'd want to support that man and give him my money.
Well, see, you'd much rather give your money to Brother Ernest Angel, who'd give you the sense and the feeling with his pleasant voice that he was going to do something good with that money, those proceeds and those funds.
He was doing the televangelist gimmick on Memphis TV before Bruce Pritchard was doing Brother Love. I think he beat him by a year or so, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there was no similarity. Bruce went way over the top with the whole thing, but, Brother Ernest Angel was, on Memphis TV, so he had to be more believable than WWF, and he didn't need makeup. He was just naturally colored kind of that way.